Hello, I'm Nehemiah. You're welcome to Applied English class. In today's class, we'll be looking at conditional sentence. Do you ever wonder if conditional sentences are used in almost every English expression? I have a question for you. Have you ever stumbled upon words like if, words like in case, words like provided that, words like whenever, words like when, words like as long as? If you have come across these words, then you have come across conditional sentence. The conditional sentence is simply referred to the hypothetical situation and its possible outcome. I take that again. The conditional sentence is simply referred to a hypothetical situation and its possible outcome. Now, the conditional sentence is divided into two clauses. Now we have a conditional sentence. The conditional sentence has two clauses. It has the subordinate clause it has the main clause. Conditional sentence has a subordinate clause or the main clause. Now, the subordinate clause is called the if clause or the conditional clause. Now, this main clause is different from that of the subordinate clause. When we go through this class, you will understand what I mean by those, the main clause and the subordinate clause. I take the definition again that conditional sentence is simply referred to a hypothetical situation, condition, and its possible outcome. So we have types of conditional clause. Conditional sentence, not clause. Types of conditional sentence. Number one, we have the zero conditional sentence. Number two, we have the first conditional sentence. Number three, we have the second conditional sentence. Number four, we have the third conditional sentence. Number five, we have the mixed conditional sentence. Now, let's pick up the first one, the zero conditional sentence. What does that mean? Let's clean up the board a little. Now, for the zero conditional sentence, it is practicable, it is durable. The condition here, the hypothetical condition or situation in the zero conditional clause is practicable, is durable. Therefore, the verb to use should be in the simple present tense. Our verbs should be in simple present tense. Simple present tense is to occur in the subordinate clause and also in the main clause. Why? Because the conditional sentence has two clauses, the subordinate clause and the main clause. And if we are talking about the zero conditional clause, the verb to be used should be in its simple present tense, both for the subordinate clause and the main clause. Now, let's look at this example. If it rains tomorrow. If it rains tomorrow. This is the first clause. Now, and this is called the if clause. Understand that rains is in its simple present tense. Now, if it rains tomorrow, it is possible that the rain might fall tomorrow. So if it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. All right. If it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. Look at the first clause. This is the subordinate clause. This is, from here, is the main clause. And understand that over there in the subordinate clause, we have the present tense, rain. And we have the present tense, will. If it rains tomorrow, I will stay home. I have a question for you. If she, recall that the word if is used. You can also use the word when in that sentence, in the subordinate clause. You can say when, or let's use the word when. When she studies smart. When she studies smart. This is the first clause. And then this is the subordinate clause. Let's use SC to represent subordinate clause. Now, when she studies well, when she studies smart, okay, she will pass her exams. All right. When she studies smart, she will pass her exam. Now, the position of the main clause and the subordinate clause can be interchanged. You can say she will pass her exams, comma, when she studies smart. When she studies smart, the result of her studying smart is she will pass her exam. If the hypothetical situation or condition is practicable or doable or has been done, then you can use the present tense, simple present tense for the subordinate clause and for the main clause. When she study, now this is in its simple present tense, study, she will pass. This is in its she will pass. It's also in its simple present tense. When she study, she will pass her examination. I think I'll give you this one as a question. If you do not eat, if you do not eat, this is the subordinate clause. You'll give me the answer. If you do not eat, you dash become hungry. If you do not eat, you dash become hungry. Of course, I know you should know the answer. You will become hungry. Now, let's go to the next one. The next one is the first conditional clause. The first conditional sentence, not clause, all right? First conditional sentence. So, the first conditional sentence simply refers to a possible hypothetical situation and its realistic outcome. I take that again. The first conditional sentence simply refers to a possible hypothetical situation and its realistic outcome. The rule to use is that for the subordinate clause, recall I say let's use SC for subordinate clause and then MC for main clause. All right, MC is not main clause, we just denoted it as that of main clause. All right, All right. Now, we said that this is a subordinate clause. It should be in the present tense, simple present tense. Then the main clause should be will, and then the verb. All right. Now, let's give a question. Let's ask a question. If I see her, remember that see is in the simple present tense. If I see her, showing that you are talking about the first conditional clause, a possible hypothetical condition and a realistic outcome. If I see her, all right, this is the subordinate clause. If I see her, I will tell you. All right, this is the main clause. Now, for the main clause, notice that I will is the modal auxiliary verb. All right, so the will is also going to tarry with the rule that we have on the board. Simple present tense for the subordinate clause and will plus verb for the main clause. If I see her, I will tell you. Let's look at another question. If I see her, if I see you, I will say hello. If I see you, I will say hello. Notice the reoccurrence of this simple present tense and the will, and then the verb say hello. Now, for instance, if I have the sentence, if I do not see her, all right, I dash tell you. So, what's the answer? If I do not see her, A, I will tell you. B, I won't tell you. So, what should be the answer? The answer is B, because he or the person, the subject there, did not see anyone. So, because it's unreal, it's unreal there. He didn't see anyone actually, but it should follow the rule because the negative will, the negative of the word will is will not, and this is a contraction. This is the same thing as will not. So what it means is won't or will not. Now, if I don't see her, it still follows the rule of will plus the verb, but at this time it will be won't or will not tell you. So let's put in the answer there. Won't tell you. Okay, you can answer this one now. If I don't see you, I dash say hello. Now, if I don't see you, I won't say hello. If I don't see you, I won't say hello. Now, let's go to the next one. The next one is, remember this is the answer, won't. The next one is the third conditional sentence. Okay, I just did the first, second conditional sentence. For the second conditional sentence, this simply means an impossible hypothetical condition and its unrealistic possibility or its unrealistic result. I take that again. This is simply the impossible, improbable, impossible hypothetical condition and the unrealistic outcome. Now, the rule to follow here is simple past tense plus would plus verb. Simple past tense plus would plus verb. Of course, you should know that the simple past tense should be in the subordinate clause, and then over here the main clause. Now let's give an expression. If a lion dash into this room. We dash talk about it for weeks. If a lion dash into this room, we dash talk about it for weeks. A. If a lion come into this room, we would talk about it for a week. B. If a lion came into this room, we will talk about it for a week. C. If a lion came into this room, we would talk about it for weeks. Now, it's not possible for a lion to come into this place because we are not in the zoo. We're not in the forest anyhow. Now, it is an unreal, an impossible hypothetical condition, and its unrealistic outcome. Now, the rule to follow is past tense. Past tense, simple past tense, would plus the verb. Now we have, if a lion, what's the past tense of come? Come. If a lion come, so we should have here come, into this room, we would, so the next one there should be would. We would talk about it for weeks. Now let me give you another one. I can clean up the board. This question is actually part of the Utme question for the West African Nigerian exam, JAM exam, all right? A tertiary institution exam. All right, we want to go to Unified Tertiary Institution Joint Administration Board, Admission Board. All right, we want to go to another question. If I were you, if I were you, I won't wait to follow for more. If I were you, I won't wait to follow for more. Maybe you're just coming across this channel for the first time, and if it's not help you at all, if I were you, I won't wait to follow for more. Notice the sequence of the rule. Notice the use of the rule in the construction of the grammar or the sentence. All right. Now, if I were you, where is in its past tense, and then if I were you, I won't. If I were you, now look at the mistake there. All right, the mistake, it will not be won't, because if it is won't, you are referring us back to the first conditional clause. So we're not talking about won't. What will be there? Would not won't. So the right answer, let me use the red pen. Would not. So if you know the rule, you will have your answer. It says, if I were you, I would not wait to follow for more. All right. So that's what we have on that example on the second conditional sentence. Let's go to the last one. The last one is, not the last one, sorry, the third one now. Third conditional sentence. Okay, for the third conditional sentence, recall that the zero conditional sentence is practicable and durable. The first conditional sentence is a possible hypothetical condition and the realistic outcome. The second conditional sentence is talking about the impossible, improbable, hypothetical condition and the unrealistic